Lads, lads, lads. Lads. In a bit more of a somber mood today than the last few previews. How are you doing, Hal? You all right, mate?
I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted.
Yeah,
I can't get over the thoughts.
It's not been officially announced yet. We've got to say that from Sheffield United, it's not been officially announced, but it has been announced by BBC. So it shouldn't really be like that, should it? It should come straight from the source, not through whispers and giving reports here and there. I think BBC's been given the green light, and the Sheffield United team are just a bit behind. Which it feels like they've been that since the start, doesn't it, mate?
Yeah, I almost composed a tweet earlier, which I then deleted, which was about things that have been handled worse, and then a list, and then I thought, no, that's a really bad idea. I'll incite all sorts. But Sky Sports, they've had it on their sort of ticker. It's gone for a bit. It's come back. BBC have put it as one of their stories and then taken it away and then put it back again. And how much of this can we handle?
No, we can't handle any more. By the way, if I keep looking down at my phone, it's because I've got notifications on for the Sheffield United Twitter. So as soon as I find out from the club, you guys will find out. It can't go on any longer. We're all absolutely desperate to find out what's going on. We think we know. We're pretty sure that Chris Wilder will be leaving the club tonight. We're pretty sure he's actually left, but we can't say that for absolute certainty. But like you said, Hal, we can't take any more of this. We need to know. We need to kind of mourn and move on, really, because there's no point dwelling on it, is there?
No, and one thing I know a lot of people have been messaging us today, and Nick and I have been privy to a lot of information today, and we are not, unfortunately, in the position we thought we'd be in at 7 p.m. UK time to reveal it, and that involves all sorts of things. What's happening now? What's going to happen in the next stage? We can't say any more than really what you're all hearing, and that's because we don't want to get it wrong. We don't want to steer you wrong. We want you to know that you can rely on us for the right information. We thought we'd have the green light to reveal it all by now. The club haven't made their official announcement, so we don't.
No, and the thing is, Hal, obviously we get sent quite a lot of stuff from random people that we're not too sure if they're credible sources, and we just can't say for certain, can we? We can't say that this, and I think within the club, things have taken so many kind of turns, so many U-turns, but we're pretty damn sure that Chris Wilder's not going to be the manager tomorrow and for the future. But anyway, I think what we should probably do until we find out anything else, we should talk about the Leicester game, because this is, after all, what the video we're talking about today. So, Leicester tomorrow. It's going to be a really depressing video, this, isn't it, for people watching? But we're going to try and crack through and give you as much information as we can about this game. Like we just said, we're not sure who's going to be in the dugout tomorrow, whether it's going to be Heckingbottom, whether it's going to be Wilder, whether it's going to be Alan Nill, whether it's going to be, who knows how. It's probably going to be Heckingbottom, I would think. But as we say, we're not sure. 2 p.m. kickoff at the King Power Stadium, live on Sky Sports. We're going to be doing a match watch along. What time's that going to be, Hal?
1:30 p.m. that begins, Nick.
Excellent. So come and join us at 1:30 p.m. We're going to try and be in a bit more of a positive mood. Hopefully by then we'll know what the situation is. We've got to, surely. We've got to find out tonight. It's still early-ish, but we're expecting something tonight. So let's talk about the last match. We lost 2-0 to Southampton. We were pretty poor. I thought we gave them a really good game in the first half. Had lots of chances, spurned lots of chances. McGoldrick trying to chip a 6'7" goalkeeper. McGoldrick trying to play Brewster through when he was nowhere near him. McGoldrick just had a poor game. His final ball just wasn't on song. And you can't really say that that's happened a lot this season with McGoldrick. He's probably been one of our best players. Well, he has been one of our best players. So I don't want to give him too much grief. I thought Brewster was definitely better than what he has been. I think it's probably Bruce's best game. But all in all, we gave away sloppy goals. We could have actually lost 4-5, 6-0 because we were trying to go for it. They were catching us on the break. But I think in the end, 2-0 flattered us, really, because, yeah, like I say, we could have been absolutely battered in that game. Let's move on to last time out, Hal. And what's happened, sir?
Last time out was not an enjoyable experience. Leicester 2, Sheffield United 0, the 16th of July, my sister's birthday, 2020. I was babysitting, actually, I remember. It was a first-half strike by Ayoze Perez and then Demirari Gray, who I've always thought was a really decent player, a counter-attacking goal. And it ensured that the Foxes at that time stayed fourth. And I remember, and this is going to seem so strange saying this, can I say former Blades boss Chris Wilder?
Ugh.
I don't know.
It doesn't sound right. I even said before we came on here, didn't I, about the team that Chris Wilder's going to line up with, and I had to stop myself.
I'm not ready to say former, so I'm just going to say Blades boss Chris Wilder was fuming after that game with the players. You might remember this. You actually spoke about this on the Chris Wilder Gone video. It was basically a result that ended our 4-game unbeaten run. We'd beaten Spurs, Wolves and Chelsea. We remained 8th, 2 points behind 6th place Wolves. And, of course, the prospect of European football was then out of our hands. So the last time we played Leicester away was a disastrous affair.
It was, Hal. Where's my captains? Where's my players? Where's this? Where's that? That's what Chris Wilder was saying, and he definitely felt different to this season. He's definitely been protecting his players rather than calling them out. But I think that pretty much shows where we are and what's happened this season. But we'll walk on into team news now. Obviously, long term, Sander Berger, still not heard anything about him. Jack O'Connell, still not heard anything about him. For a few weeks, actually. Jack Robinson, not heard anything about him. John Egan, we know that he's probably going to be out for the rest of the season with a dislocated toe. I don't know, maybe he might feature in the last one or two, but I doubt it. There's probably not really any point because we are pretty much down now. It's not mathematically, we're not mathematically down, but we're pretty much there. Short term, I've got Bash down here. But I've also put him in my predicted lineup, which you're going to see in a second, because I think Bash should be not far off for this game. So we'll go into my predicted lineup. So as you can see, we've got Rammers in the goal. I have put Basham at right centre-back. It's probably not going to be Bash, but I'm hoping. It's a team full of hope here. Then we've got Jags at centre-back. He's had a big long rest. It feels like about a year since our last game against Southampton, but it's obviously only been 8 days. 7 days as of now. I'm going with Ampadu at left centre back. I think Keane Bryan's been okay recently, but I definitely think if Bash is fit, then Ampadu plays at left centre back. We've got Stevens at left wing back, which the only reason why I've put Stevens in there is because I've put Osborne in midfield, which you're going to see in a second. George Baldock I've gone with right wing back. The only reason for that is that Leicester are a very, very good attacking side, and I think he's a better defender than Bogle is. But I would love to see Bogle in this team somewhere. Then we've got Ollie Norwood in defensive midfield. For obvious reasons, we've not got many other players that can play that position right now. Fleck left centre mid, and as I said, I was going to put Lundstram in here, but after the scathing review I gave him in last week's match reaction and on the live stream with Hal, I thought, I know that Lundstram's going to play there, but I would rather see Ben Osborne in the midfield. I don't care if he's left-footed. I want to see Ben Osborne anywhere in that midfield as long as he's in front of Lundstram. And then finally, I think it's got to be David McGoldrick, obviously. He's had a week's rest. Hopefully he'll be sharper for this game. And that's a nice little segue into the other striker that I've picked, Billy Sharp. I think right now, none of the strikers are particularly playing well. And I think if anyone's going to give us 100%, it's going to be Billy Sharp. But still, even though Ollie Burke was really, really poor the last time he came on, I would still like to see Ollie Burke get some game time, try and get a little bit of confidence. And because I think Ollie Burke is a smashing player. Maybe not the best in front of goal, but he's so quick that we need to utilise that. We really, really do. So, Hal, the Leicester team, do you want to give us a little rundown?
Yeah, by the way, I was just thinking, Burke, he played right wing back when he was in Spain. And I know we've got Bogle, I know we've got Baldock, but if we put Bogle in midfield, if we had to force Baldock back into the centre-back position again, that pace down the right, what have we got to lose? This unbelievable journey is ending in the worst possible way. Let's try something different. But the opposition 11, Leicester have had an 8-day break between matches. A number of players are still out. If we were still trying to survive, this would actually be a good time to play Leicester. They've got Dennis Pratt, Wes Morgan, James Maddison, James Justin, Harvey Barnes all out. Jose Perez and Johnny Evans are unlikely to play, so I think Schmeichel will start in goal. Then in the back, you've got Amati, Fofana, Soyuncu, Pereira, Tielemans, yes, indeedy, Tavares, Castagna, Iheanacho, and obviously, he will be back amongst the scoring, Vardy.
Who?
James Vardy.
Never heard of him.
Jamie Vardy. By the way, I was thinking, Nick, are we going to be fined for not holding a mandatory press conference prior to this game?
It sounds like it. It does. We've never seen that happen, have we, since we've been in the Premier League, at least.
How much is this last few hours going to cost the Prince? It just keeps adding up, doesn't it?
Tell me about it. Yeah. It's his own fault, though. It's his own fault. Sorry, I'm having another quick look. It's still nothing come out. It's crazy. It's 12 minutes past 7. We've got a game in how many hours, Hal? Quick maths.
I'm not good at maths. Forget about it.
I thought I'd throw you under the bus a little bit there.
Big time.
So, are we doing a score prediction?
Okay.
I know we said no, but we lost last time we didn't do one.
I wrote down when I still had hope that Wilder was in charge. Score prediction with Wilder, lose 1-0. Score prediction without Wilder, lose 4-0.
Well, I've wrote down 2-0, Leicester. And I think it's quite similar to the Man United one that I did with Adam. 2-0 minimum. It's got to be. It's got to be at least 2-0. And this is really sad, us talking like this right now. Really sad.
Because I've been positive every single game, but right now it's like a punch in the stomach, and all I want is to hear news that this has all been like a bad dream and that Chris Wilder is still going to be our manager, the man to take us back up next season. It's awful that we've been on such an incredible ride, and it ends like this. You couldn't have imagined a year ago. If someone had said all these things were going to happen, you'd have thought it was like the script for a ridiculous film. Just so much bad luck has landed on the Blade's plate. And it feels like this is almost always the case. When we eventually get to the promised land, we mess it up in a way that is so spectacular, it takes years to get back.
It's not just that, though. It's when we get ourselves into a really, really good position. I'm not going to mention what I mentioned the other night here. About losing a certain player. But we always seem to mess it up, don't we? We always either sell our players or the Tevez thing, or we love it. We love messing about. But let's move on to memorable matches, mate. Go on.
Saturday, the 5th of April, 2008. This was a good day. This was a great day to be at Bramall Lane. I was, I'm sure you were as well, and many watching and those in the comments. But Sheffield United 3, Leicester City 0. James Beattie, first half hat-trick. It was an incredible Sheffield United victory, a fifth in 6 games. That's what I said. Patrick Kidd-Norsbro, that's not easy to say. He had a foul on Billy Sharp. It saw the defender sent off. And then Beattie got that penalty. It was actually saved by Paul Henderson, the Leicester goalkeeper, a goalkeeper no one remembers. And then Beattie actually converted the rebound almost straight away. He had a free kick, doubled the lead, and then he headed in Michael Tung's corner for his hat-trick. Beattie, Kilgallen, Tung and John Stead all missed good chances. Our team that day, Ian Bennett in goal, Gary Naismith, John Halls, Hugo Ekiog, Killer, David Cottrell, Gary Speed, Michael Tung, Stephen Quinn, James Beattie, and up front, Billy Sharp.
Oh, I love that. And do you know what else? Could this be a shirt that we wore that day?
Yeah,
no, it would have been red and white, wouldn't it?
I think it would have been, but it's around about that sort of time. Beattie and Sharp played in that shirt, yeah.
It is, because I remember the one player that I always remember wearing this shirt was Gary Cahill. scoring against Stoke away.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, and that's really weird that I've worn the shirt. I just banged the first one on that I saw.
I like it.
That's lovely, mate. So let's move on to player connections, shall we?
I think we will just do one thing straight off the bat, which is manager connections. I'll give you. I'll give you one.
Damn it! I've got two of these.
I'll give you one. You give me the other. Obviously Dave Bassett.
Yeah, Dave Bassett, and the other one, Mickey Adams.
Yeah, that's who I had. Yeah.
Oh, you're learning. You're learning. I always sneak in these manager connections, and I'm glad you've got involved.
Not today.
Not today. So yeah, let's go play connections then.
I'll give you a man that I met in Birmingham New Street Station, and I talked him into signing on loan for Sheffield United. I'm taking full credit for this transfer, and that's the only reason I've chosen this, because he played 4 very forgettable games for the Blades. Dean Sturridge is who I'm picking as my first player connection that played for both, far more memorable for Leicester City. And well done to Bobby in the background for actually finding a picture of him running in a Sheffield United shirt.
I can't. It can't be running, surely. I don't remember him running at all. Did he really wear the D-Sun kit as well?
It's mad, isn't it? I don't remember him being in that kit. I don't really remember him actually playing for us. I remember more the conversation that he and I had when he was talking about the fact he wasn't having a good time at Wolves, and I said, "Well, you know where you should come." And obviously, I had no real part in it, but maybe in the back of his mind, he was thinking, "I did meet a nice fan who sold the club to me, and Warnock would have done the rest."
Yeah, well, we've signed a lot of these sort of players that are past their best. Dean Sturridge was a brilliant striker back in the day. We signed David Johnson, brilliant striker. We signed Marlon King, again, all past their best, all brilliant Championship strikers at least. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for a player. I would love to sing the songs that Leicester fans used to sing to him. But I won't, because it's a PG channel. It's Mr. Harry Maguire. He's obviously playing for Man United at the moment. Had a great time at Bramall Lane. Had a great time at Leicester. He really showed that he was a Premier League player at Leicester. And Leicester fans hate him right now, which I can't believe, because he actually played really well for Leicester, and they got an absolute shed load of money for him. But I'm a big Harry Maguire fan. And what about you, Hel? Big Harry Maguire fan?
Absolutely. Now, pop in the comments players that played for both, and Bobby in the background will put them on screen. There's certainly going to be ones that we don't mention. There is a reason for that. We're only picking 2 because, can't ask Bobby to make graphics for everyone. But I will go with Adiakim Bayi simply because he scored that goal at Pigsville, as Carlos Saba calls it, in that derby victory, which was just an incredible volley right across the face of the goal. I can still see it so vividly like it was yesterday. He wasn't particularly successful, 18 appearances and 3 goals for the Blades. Cost Leicester a lot of money, cost us a lot of money, has a bit of an unfair nickname, but kept himself in good shape by the looks of it. Yeah,
he did. He's not strong as an ox though, is he, Hal?
Not like Carlos Saba. You only mentioned that a couple of times.
Yeah, only 6 or 7. And the final one that we're going to go for today is, how do I explain him? Do I talk about his time in a Sheffield United shirt, or do I talk about him pouring a pint pot over his head once we got promoted? Yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. It's Richard Stearman. Let's get Stearman. We all love a bit of Richard Stearman. Obviously played for both, played for Leicester. Very, very good central defender. I think he was just past his best when we had him. Played a little bit in our most of the season in our first Championship season. Very much a bit part in the second season when we got promoted, but he's still remembered very, very fondly, isn't he, Hal?
Yeah, getting Stearman, that'll always be what people say. Actually, my arms compared with Stearman's, I'm happier with mine on the looks of that picture. Do you want me to just rattle through a few more, just because people are popping them in the comments?
Go for it.
All right, I'm going to do this proper rattling. Alan Birchinall, Stuart Wilson, Lillian Nallis, Jordan Stewart, Marcus Bent, Richie Delat, Brian Dean, Barry Hales, Lee Hendry, Franz Carr, David Kelly, Mike Whitlow, Nathan Blake, Keith, Colin Hill, Danny Cadamartri, Alan Young, Rob Ullathorne, Paul Gallagher, and of course, friend of the channel, Dean Hammond, a nominee for Dean of the Year.
Oh, he should have been Dean of the Year as well. Bloody Brian Dean getting involved and tweeting us. Who does he think he is? Can I just say one other thing as well? Somebody said in the comments of our last video that Brian Dean should be the next manager of Sheffield United. However, they spelled Dean, D-E-A-N. How can you have a legend of the club and not know how to spell his name?
It's Billy Sharp all over again. I spotted that one as well, and it's ruined my entire day. I will just bring something to you that a lot of people suggesting managers that could replace if he does officially leave, and we've heard news that Chris Wilder is going, but we are waiting for that official confirmation from the club. Due to Brexit, foreign managers, by the way, can only be appointed if they've worked in one of Europe's top 5 leagues for the last 2 years consecutively. So that does rule out some people that have been suggested. They have worked also in one of Europe's top leagues for 3 out of the last 5 seasons is another thing that they can qualify for. So it's not going to be a case of getting someone from one of the top leagues in Europe that are going to come to a team in the Championship. So it's also not going to be an unknown European manager. So there isn't going to be another Daniel Farke, for example, or Espirito Santo coming to Sheffield United because of the rules.
No, and to be honest, mate, yeah, those are great managers who've done really well, very successful. But I would much rather see somebody who's been there, done that, got a promotion on his season or two, got on his CV, or two, being that just experienced manager. That's what we want to see at Bramall Lane. We don't want to make the same mistake as we did last time. And I know Brian Robson took, I believe it was Middlesbrough up, and he kept West Brom in the Premier League. He had a little bit of experience, but we need somebody who is just used to the Championship, who's got it on the CV. We need somebody experienced.
Yes, not someone who was, let's say, for argument's sake, put in charge of a team that got relegated and then hasn't lasted the whole season in that first job. Someone who's actually done it, and also I'd like someone who knows the club. That would be a dream appointment. Again, it's too much to hope for.
It is. And I put a tweet out there earlier. I'll just kind of defend myself a little bit. I think people thought I was bashing Wilder. All I said was that Paul Merson came out and said that we won't go back up to the Premier League if Chris Wilder's not the manager. And I thought that's a bit short-sighted because anything could happen. We could get another Chris Wilder. You just don't know. It's going to be very, very difficult. But I was just saying that was a stupid thing to say, and I've got a lot of hate for it. I'm definitely not anti-Wilder. You know as well as I do, Hal, that we want Chris Wilder to be the manager for many, many years to come.
Hey, this is a funny one. Would you take Tony Pulis?
Yeah, I saw that. I think someone said that last night as well. No.
Nick,
no,
he ticks all the boxes that you just said about a proven Championship track record. And he kept Stoke in the Premier League for a long time.
But Nigel Adkins also had a very, very good CV, and look what happened. The last club that you managed, if you failed miserably, like you did at Wednesday, no, I don't want to see that football at Bramall Lane. Anyway, we've been used to seeing football the Sheffield United way. We don't want to see it the Tony Pulis way, the Rory Delap way. He'll bring Rory Delap in on loan or something like that, mate.
Yeah. Johnny, by the way, amazing video for Chris Wilder, which I'm sure is live now. But well done staying PG today, lads. It's not been easy. We will always stay PG. We're going to keep the channel that way. And thank you. We really appreciate your support. And we appreciate everyone's support, all of those that have been involved. Who's back in the Premier League first, Sheffield United or Chris Wilder?
I said this to one of my family members earlier. I said, I can see Chris Wilder taking a job in the Championship and pipping us to promotion or something like that, biting us in the bottom. I can see something like that happening. I really can. It's such a Sheffield United thing to happen. Yeah,
I want to say a massive shout to Sam Lewis, a new member of the YouTube channel. Of course, if you want to do please subscribe. It's scrolling along the bottom for a reason. And anyone who becomes a member, we are incredibly grateful. And of course, we're back 1:30 tomorrow for the watch along. If you've never joined us before, it's a better way to bring blades together, particularly while we're in lockdown and we can't be at the games. Mute Sky Sports. You don't want to hear what Andy Hinchcliffe has to say about Sheffield Wednesday, and listen to Nick and I. We will try and uplift you, and also join in the comments, and we'll all be in it together. We will be, lads. So thank you very much and ladies, thank you very much for watching.
If you haven't liked the video already, please make sure you do so. Just drop it a like. It really helps the video out so much. You won't even understand how much it helps. Like Hal's just said, subscribe to the channel. We're going to leave this time. And yeah, there we go. Chris Wilder. We've got to kind of tip our hats to Chris Wilder, as this may be the last time that we speak about him, really. I'm sure it won't be, but we've got to just say thank you very much, Chris Wilder, for an amazing 5 years. The best 5 years of my life supporting Sheffield United. And we are really sad.
I'm getting emotional. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm too upset.
No, that's fine. So we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we're going to give you a little bit of one of these. Hal, there we go.
Yes.
And then we're going to say thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.